Alright, hello YouTube. Today we are going to be doing a deck list for a new deck out of Phantom Rage, the Dual Avatars. They are a token fusion deck. The most important card in the deck isn't even in the deck, it is these 5 Dual Avatar Spirit tokens you'll always want to keep on you, as you never know how many you're going to summon in a turn. The main deck, however, consists of 3 copies of Dual Avatar Fist Yuhi. This allows you to destroy a dual avatar monster you control to search out any spell. The next monster that you run is Dual Avatar's Feet Kokoku. Dual Avatar Feet Kokoku allows you to do almost the exact same thing, just for searching out a trap. The next monster we run actually is a single copy of Fallen of Albaz for just-in-case scenarios, and an extra copy for our fusion deployments that we run later on. The next card we run is 3 copies of Juzukiru, the Star-Destroying Kaiju, as this is more of a going second deck that can go first in very occasional circumstances. The next card we run is our 3 Gammas for our hand trap and the driver that goes along with them. You gotta have a dedicated driver, you know. The next card we'll be running is 3 copies of Effect Veiler for more effects negations. The next card is our defensive card of Honest. If you think it's possible that they could survive, Honest can help. If you think it's possible that they will try to come back next turn, Honest will help. That's enough for the monsters. We're now about to move on to the spells and traps. We have 3 copies of their field spell, Perfect Sync A-Un. This card allows you to add any dual avatar monster from your deck to your hand. Then, when you summon a dual avatar, you can create a token, which is pretty good. Like I said, the dual avatar tokens are what you're going to want to be working around. More on them in a minute. The next card is 1 copy of Terraforming, just to get an extra A-Un. And the next card, which is arguably the most important for the deck outside of the token, is 3 copies of Dual Avatar Invitation. When you activate Invitation, you discard 1 card and summon as many of the tokens as you can. Then, you fusion summon up to twice, which is incredibly strong. However, I believe these lock you into fusion summoning. The next cards are 2 copies of Dual Avatar Defeating Evil. Dual Avatar Defeating Evil says you can target a dual avatar monster you control and a card your opponent controls. Pop both. It's incredibly strong when going against more slow-focused decks, as they normally put 1 to 2 cards on the field a turn. The next card is Fusion Deployment. Fusion Deployment allows you to reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck that has specific materials on it, and then summon that specific material. However, you're locked into fusion summoning for the rest of the turn. Our next card is 3 Pot of Extravagance. Even though this is an extra deck, sometimes banishing some of your extra deck actually can get you the win. I know, surprising. The next card is Leeching the Light. The easiest way you can do this is either they run a light deck, or you tribute them a Juzukiru and then give all your monsters 3,300 extra attack for just punching them to death. The last spell is Reinforcement of the Army, because the monsters in this deck mainly are warriors. The only trap we run in this deck, in the main, are 3 Dual Avatar Compacts. This allows you to banish 1 Dual Avatar spell from your graveyard, or trap, to copy its effect, which is pretty good for the deck, as it essentially allows you to use the fusion summon on your opponent's turn. Which is really good because some of the fusion monsters have effects when they're summoned. We're going to be moving on to the extra deck now, in which we have 3 copies of Dual Avatar Empowered Kongyo. Kongyo is arguably the boss monster of the deck, as if he battles, his battling until the end of the damage step is spell speed 4. Well, after he battles, during damage calculation, he can bounce another monster. Also, he can negate a single spell or trap that targets him, which is pretty good for a monster of his size, 3,000. The next monster is 3 of the Dual Avatar Fist Armored Agyo. Agyo, when it is special summoned, you can target an attack position monster your opponent controls, destroy it. However, this card cannot declare an attack for the rest of the turn. If you do control a dual avatar monster that is summoned with an effect monster, all dual avatar monsters that are fusions gain 300 attack and defense. The final of the dual avatar fusions is dual avatar feat, armored Ungyo. If a dual avatar monster would be destroyed by card effect, say your opponent decides to activate Dragoon and attempt to pop one of your monsters, you can change it to be forced to destroy Ungyo, right? Or any other one that you want. The next card we run is 2 Brigand the Glory Dragon. This is another copy for just in case we banish both of our Titaniclads for Albaz, which, as we said before, is for our fusion deployment. The last 2 cards are Isoldes, as it's not that often that you bring up going into Isolde, but when you do go into Isolde, it normally will be in a desperate time. That finishes us up with the extra deck, so I'm going to move us on over here to the side deck. Your side deck really can be whatever it needs to be, but for our locals, I personally like running 3 Artifact Lancia for dealing with all those banished focus decks, like the zombie deck there and a couple others. 1 Dino Wrestler Prankatops, just for niche scenarios. 1 Mind Control, as it says, either negate this or give me your monster. 3 Twin Twisters for all the back row decks that have been starting to come. 1 extra of the Defeating Evil, because sometimes having a 3rd one can save your life. 3 Judgment to stop your opponent from playing. 2 Ice Dragon's Prison, because it stops a couple combo decks in their tracks, and also it can just give you extra materials for plays. And the last card we play is Red Reboot, because I hate Altergeists. Now, frankly, out of this deck, some of the things you can do are fairly insane, as I believe at locals it's currently 10-5, which is a fairly good record. But, yeah, thank you all for tuning in, seeing this dual avatar deck. If you wanted to know, the OCG is actually known as Soten. But thank you, and have a nice day.